Hello, fifth grade orchestra friends. Gosh, I really miss you guys. I wish that we could be together making music every week like we've done this whole school year. But since that's not possible, Mr. Rudolph and I decided we wanted to make these play-along videos so that you could still play your instrument if you have it with you and to get a little bit of practicing done. And that way, if we're able to come back to school this school year, we'll be able to just jump right in with these songs. And if for whatever reason we're not able to come back this school year, we will be ready to hit the ground running in sixth grade. So, and speaking of that, please don't worry that you're going to be behind in middle school orchestra. Sixth grade has its own orchestra, and it's all of you who were beginners this year. So you will all be in the same place. So you don't have to worry that you're going to be behind because everyone is going to be in the same place. And Mr. Rudolph and I will both be there to teach you. And it's going to be so much fun. So I can't wait for that either. But in any rate, since Mr. Rudolph took Twinkle Twinkle Little Star last week and taught you how to play that, I thought for my turn this week I would do Old MacDonald. So I wanted to just reinforce a few of the things that Mr. Rudolph said about not worrying too much about whether your instrument is in tune or not. I mean, obviously it won't sound as good if your instrument is out of tune, but the important thing really learning to play is the muscle memory in your fingers. And you can still do that. You can do that even without an instrument. Matter of fact, there are some places around the world, specifically I know in Argentina and Venezuela, where the kids don't even get real instruments until they played on paper instruments for a year. So if they can do that and they turn into amazing musicians, we're going to be just fine. Mr. Rudolph had the champion, my favorite substitute instrument though, the spatula. I can't do better than the spatula. I do have, of course, my violin with me here at home. This is my actual, not the one I use at school. This is my grandfather's instrument. It's pretty old. It's about 150 or to 200 years old. And it's one I've been playing since I was 12 years old. So I'm very attached to this instrument. If, like I said, you don't have yours, then find a cool substitute. Mr. Rudolph's spatula. Just looking around my room, here is a stuffed tiger. And I figure if I put this tiger, well, here, there, on my shoulder, can bring the hand around, and look, I can do the fingerings on this tiger. Do not do fingerings on a real tiger. It will probably eat you. If I'm a cellist or a bassist, I can just put the tiger over my shoulder and do the same kind of fingerings there. And I can still keep a good position with my fingers spread out and my wrist nice and straight, no matter which instrument I'm demonstrating on. So you can do most of the important things, even without an instrument. So let's grab whatever you want to use, pause the video if you need to, and then come back and we will look at Old MacDonald. All right, and we are back. So what I'm looking at right now is in a web-based program called NoteFlight. This is something that the Highland Technology Committee has approved, so it's safe to use, and it's a great online tool, especially if you want to experiment with writing music. But we can also use it for doing things like playing music and practicing, note reading, and some other things. So what I did, get my violin here, I went in and I made a classroom just for us. I called it Jammin' with Gammon. So it's for all of my students, fifth grade through high school. And I'll be putting up extra copies of the music that you can use here so that if you don't want to fast forward the video through all of the talking, you can get right to the playing part, or you can also play around without me at all and just rehearse, and this will still play music for you. And so it's got a lot of useful tools. So what I did, I color-coded each of the parts because I know it can be confusing if you're not used to reading a bunch of lines at once. Mr. Rudolph and I do that. That's called a score, when you can see all the music going on at once. But we usually don't play from a score. We usually play just from our individual parts. So to try to make it a little bit easier for you to follow, I color-coded each part. If you have difficulty seeing any of these colors, we can change them. Just let me know. I'd be happy to give you something. If, say, you have a red-green color blindness and it's difficult for you to see reds, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out with that. But what I did here, I did the violin part all in blue, and I put that on the top line because that's traditionally where a violin part goes in a score. Then I did the viola parts right below it in red. So if you're a violist, you ignore the blue notes and only play the red notes. If you're a cellist or a bassist, I put all of your notes in black. So again, you can ignore the blues and reds and only play the black notes. Hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier to follow as we go along. So let's approach Old MacDonald like we would any song that we were going to learn in class. So the very first thing we need to work on are the note names. So I'll give you the first note name for free. The first note on this one is G. That's the G on your D string. Unless you're a bass player, then that's your open G string. But for everyone else, it's your third finger for violin and viola, your fourth finger for cello on your D string. So if we know that note is G, we should be able to figure out all the other notes just by counting up or down the scale. So if I can tell you the notes in the first measure, there are G's and then there is a D. So the only note that's different, the one that's lower than the G's, must be your open D. And you probably want to memorize the position of that open D and the G as well. We only have 8 notes that we need to memorize for this year and for a good part of next year as well. So if you get started on that now, it'll be a lot easier. So first of all, let's go through note names together. I'm going to have the score will show us each note. I'm going to go up here to click play, and it will start in. So the first note is G. Let's say the note names together. G, 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 D, E, E, D, rest. B, B, A, G, rest and rest. D, G, 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 D, E, E, D, and rest. B, B, A, G, rest and rest. D, G, 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 and rest. G, 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 and rest. G, 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 D, G, 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 D, E, E, D, and rest. B, B, A, G, rest and rest. And then the piece is done. Now, one of the nice things about this program, if that seemed a little fast for you, I will share a copy of this with all of you and you can make your own changes. If I go up here, see where the word tempo is? And if you don't see it, you can click on this menu button here and it'll let you pull up all sorts of things, including the tempo. And I'm going to go into this box, and right now it says quarter note equals 70. So if that's too fast for me, I can just lower it a little bit. I could say, let's try 60 beats per minute, which is a little bit slower. And then if we press play again, G, D, E, E, D, and rest. So you can do it slower or you can make it faster if you feel like I put it at 70 because that's kind of an in the middle, but you can make it 100 beats per minute if you're feeling fancy. And then it would be G, 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 D, E, E, D. So you can make this as easy or as difficult as you like for you personally. I'm going back to my 70, that kind of medium tempo. For now, I'm going to close this menu so you can see a little better. All right, now, some of you might be feeling like that went by way too fast and I don't remember how to play the notes. So let me help you with that. Let's go over the fingering numbers very quickly. So violins and violas, so I'm going to start with you. I'm going to go through, and this time instead of note names, I'm going to say finger numbers. And cello and basses, you guys can use this moment to practice and think about your note names or your finger numbers because we'll do those next. All right, so starting at the beginning, we know that it is G, and G is 3 fingers on our G string. 3, 3, 3, open. 1, 1, open, rest. 1, 1, open, open, 3, rest, rest. Open, 3, 3, 3, open, 1, 1, open to the A string, 1, 1, open, open, 3, rest, back to D, D, 3, 3, 3, and rest, 3, 3, 3, and rest, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, open, 3, 3, 3, open, 1, 1, open, rest, 1, 1, open, open, 3, rest, rest, and rest. All right, so now I'm going to do just cello fingering. So violin, viola, and basses, you can continue to finger through along if you like, and think about your fingerings and your note names. And for cellos, you will be starting on your 4th finger on the D string. And I will do cello fingerings here on my violin. It'll look funny, but it should work. 4, 4, 4, open, 1, 1, open, 1, 1, open, open, 4, rest, rest, open, 4, 4, 4, open, 1, 1, open, rest, 1, 1, open, open, 4, rest and rest, open, 4, 4, 4, and rest, 4, 4, 4, and rest, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, open, 4, 4, 4, open, 1, 1, open, rest, 1, 1, open, open, 4. All right, so those are the cello fingerings. We have one step left. I lost my shoulder rest. Excuse me while I put that back on. Last time through will be for bass fingerings. So basses, you will be starting on your open G string. So open, 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 open. 1, 1, open. 4, 4, 1, 1, open. Rest, rest, open, 4, 4, 4, open, 1, 1, open, rest, 4, 4, 1, 1, open, rest, rest, open, 4, 4, 4, oh, sorry, oh, open, open, rest, open, 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 1, 1, open, 4, 4, 1, 1, open. Might have done a few of those wrong. I got briefly distracted. I apologize for that. And, all right, now we've gone through the note names. We've gone through the fingerings. Let's go ahead and pizzicato through the song. So leaving your bow aside for the moment, let's all pluck together through this piece. I'll continue to keep it. You can't hear it playing, or you might be able to very faintly hear it playing because I have it going through my headphones right now. But if you were to use it on your own, you should be able to hear a pretty decent synthesized orchestra. All right, get yourself set up. You may be in guitar position or in play position. I'm going to keep myself in guitar position so you can see my fingerings. All right, set up. 3 fingers violins and violas, 4 fingers for cello, and open for bass. 1, 2, and ready, let's play. G, 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 D, E, 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 and rest. B, B, A, A, G, rest and rest. D, G, D, 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 E, E, D, and rest. B, B, A, A, G, rest and rest. B, G, 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 and rest. G, 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 and rest. G, 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 open G, 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 open D, E, E, D, up to B. B, B, A, A, G. All right. So how'd that go? Did you do all right? Was it a little bit tricky? Or did you kill it? So whatever happened, remember you can always go back and do it as many times as you need to until you feel good about it. So now I'm going to go to the last step. I'm going to add my bow. Be sure, of course, always when you're playing, and even if you're playing on a spatula, make sure that you're using a good hand position in your left hand, that you're keeping your wrists straight and your fingers curved. And in your bow hand, make sure you're being very careful with your bow hold. A violin and viola bow hold, or a cello or bass bow hold, but make sure you're not turning it into one of these fist things. That'll just hurt you and not be good for your sound. Now, if you don't have an instrument, if you have a longish, narrow thing, you can use that as a bow, but I'm not sure I would recommend using a pencil or pen or something really short like that, only because then you would be practicing like with little tiny bows, and when you get back to your real instrument, it'll be kind of scratchy. All right, let's set up. We're going to go through this time with bow. I'll join you here in a second. I have to get my, so 1, 2, ready, play. Going up to B. Rest and rest. Rest, D, G, G, and rest, G, G, and rest, G, G, so many G's, open D, G, 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 and there's Old MacDonald Had a Farm. So how'd that go? Have any places that gave you trouble? Now go back and take a look at them and see, oh, like maybe that big jump from open D up to your B, maybe that was something, so you could practice doing that a few times. Let's play it one more time just for funsies' sake. Get myself in position. And 1, 2, ready, play. G, 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 D, E, E, up to B. Rest and rest. D, G, G, D, and rest. Rest and rest. D, G, and rest. And rest. G, G, G. There are so many G's. D, G, 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 D, E, E, and rest. B, B, A, G. And there it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed your playthrough today of Old MacDonald. Your practicing list. So you've got now Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and you've got Old MacDonald. You can start to put together maybe your own little concert for your family. All right, I will see you in a week or so when it's my turn again. I hope that you're all well and safe and healthy, and that your families are doing well, and I really miss seeing all of you. Have a great day. I will post this copy of the music so that you can play with it anytime you want by going into the Google Classroom, clicking on the assignment. It'll say Old MacDonald play along, and then it'll take you to Noteflight, where you can log in the exact same way you log in to your Google Classroom. Use the exact same username and password. It's already linked to our Google Classroom, so you might not even have to log in. I'm not sure how that works, but I guess we'll find out. But anyway, that will be there for you to play along with anytime you want. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.